Households from all walks of life ought to have an equal chance of home ownership. However, the greatest obstacle many individuals face is a lack of financial acumen, which is usually built over years of exposure to different financial strategies and products. California is one of just 5 states in the nation with no financial literacy education requirements for K through 12 public schools. Further, only 20% of teachers feel confident enough to teach on the subject, according to the Council of Economic Education. Without basic financial literacy required in school, there is a lot of catching up for those clients seeking to become homeowners. This is especially true when these clients have no family history of homeownership, as is more likely for minority homebuyers. Financial literacy teaches homebuyers how to elevate and maintain their credit scores, pay off debts, and save, all crucial to qualifying for a mortgage. Brokers who encourage their first-time homebuyer clients to ask questions will improve understanding and home ownership outcomes while narrowing the financial literacy gap. Each time the agent or broker speaks with these clients, they ought to end each conversation with, "And, do you have any questions for me?" Chances are they will have many. Likewise, brokers need to encourage all clients to ask questions of their lender. As the biggest investment of their lives, the financial stakes are high. Taking out a mortgage ought to leave the home buyer with zero uncertainty. While first-time home buyers may naturally ask their brokers plenty of questions, there are also numerous things they may not have the peripheral vision or experience to know they need to ask about. That's where the broker's initiative and intuition comes in. A first-time home buyer client likely knows about how much cash on hand they need for a down payment. But of course, there are more routine expenses they need to consider. Additional costs the broker may need to prepare first-time home buyers for are mortgage insurance. When a home buyer has a down payment less than 20% of the home's purchase price, they need to account for private mortgage insurance, or PMI. If they're very close to having a 20% down payment, it may be more financially advantageous to wait until they can save up the full down payment so they can avoid the extra monthly cost of insurance. Closing costs. The client needs to know up front they will need to set aside thousands of dollars just for closing, an amount which may impact their savings and buying timeline. The supplemental tax bill the homeowner will receive shortly after closing, a substantial cost the home buyer needs to prepare for following closing. Any initial repairs needed to make the home livable. When viewing a home there's missing or in need of new appliances, fixtures, or major repairs, the home buyer needs to estimate how quickly these costs can add up. And the true costs of maintenance and upkeep. First-time home buyers need to understand how much money they will need to budget for property maintenance and utilities. A lack of information best cured by asking the seller to fill out a property expense form, RPI Form 306. These additional costs are critical for first-time home buyers to understand. And there are other aspects of the transaction a first-time home buyer may be unaware of. This includes the time it takes to close. Having never experienced a closing before, your first-time buyers won't realize that it typically takes 30 to 45 days from their offer being accepted to closing. The home inspection. The buyer needs to make their offer contingent on a satisfactory home inspection, even if the contingency makes their offer less attractive to the seller. Choosing homeowner's insurance. Required by the lender, The home buyer needs to know they have options when choosing a homeowner's insurance provider, and that the cost can vary based on coverage and the provider. And the tax deductions available to homeowners, including mortgage interest deductions and deductions on property taxes and bonded assessments. Being upfront with first-time homebuyer clients about these additional costs and transaction steps will avoid any confusion or surprise on their part. This additional communication also improves home ownership outcomes and, of course, shrinks the home ownership gap.
In a world of generic CE, it's finally time to start enjoying your real estate education. Introducing First Tuesday's video renewal course, Real Estate Made Real. California's first and only DRE-approved video-based renewal experience. Get an exclusive preview and enroll today. Be the star of your career.